Hello there. Welcome to Wofford, or maybe you should be welcoming me. This is only my second semester. You're in Math 140, also called Statistics, and either you're in the 8:30 class or the 2 o'clock class. Either case, I welcome you. Both of you are in Olin Building Room 210. This is the fall, and I missed one. You're either in Section I or Section J. I'm Dale Saylor. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professor, none of those. Just Mr. is fine. My office is in the Olin Building, room 206. I live in Spartanburg. And you most likely haven't had me for class before. But my new phone number, in case you are the one or two people that might have been with me before, my number is 580-3748. You're welcome to call me if you have an urgent issue of some sort. If you text me, just a bit of a caveat. I don't check my text messages very often. But what I do check are the emails. The official one here at Wofford for me is saylorod@wofford.edu. A second one that I use even more, and that I use regardless of what college I'm teaching at, I use saylormath@outlook.com. That's where I typically look when I'm checking to see whether someone has a question for me between classes. Saylor Math is the one that will get to me a little bit faster because that even goes to me in my phone. So it's up to you. Wofford's the official one. Saylor Math gets to me a little bit quicker. Here's your textbook. Whether you've got an online version or a physical textbook version, we can work with you both ways. If you've got the online version only, I've got assignments set up there. If you've got a textbook, a physical textbook, and that's the way you like to work, as I would probably, I've also got a list of all the assignments for the entire semester, and that's in your syllabus. In fact, one of the first things you should do is go to Moodle under, I think it's called Content, find the syllabus, print it out, and put that somewhere special, maybe in your textbook or wherever is handy, so that you can access that anytime you need to. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me or email me. I'm always available. Let's see, anything else? I think that's about it. Yes, dashboard. My courses, you can get the syllabus, assignments, and whole bunches of things. Slides there, that's where I'm going to put the lectures. And if there's something you think you'd like to have there, let me know. If it's within my powers, I'll try to get there, okay? We're going to work together on this all semester long. We're partners. So, as I just said, your lesson or lecture will be on Moodle in the dashboard under My Courses. Watch it, take notes, make a list of your questions. Now, what's not here on the screen, because not everything is going to be on the screen, is that for each section in the book, if you want to think of our classes in sections or chapters, there are three parts or three phases of your learning that particular topic. Number one, you watch the lecture, which I'll create ahead of time. Take whatever notes you need to. The second part is come to class with those questions, and if you haven't started your homework, work on your homework or complete your homework in the class. I'll be there to answer questions and maybe throw out some extra tips. The third part is, once you've watched the lecture, that'd be like one day, come to class with your questions and finish up your assignment that day. The following day, if we go by days that you're in class, the third part would be bring in your assignment for that particular section. So the first section we're going to be covering is 1.1, which is of course the first section in chapter 1. So you watch the lecture in Moodle, then you'll try the assignment. You'll write down what questions you got, bring it to class. If you have a few assignments or exercises perhaps that you've not been able to complete yet, do those in class and follow what extra tips I might have for you. The following class is when 1.1 would be due. That way you have a chance to learn it, work it, ask questions in class, and the following class period will be when that assignment is actually due. You'll turn that in. At the top, make sure you have your name, the section for which the assignment is due, so that I can get your name, know how to give you credit, and we can work that way. Every section that we're going to cover will have an assignment, every single one. Complete the assignment, and at the appropriate time bring that to class on paper. The next class I'll turn it right back. Now, do I check it to see whether you got it right? Actually, no, because you've got the answers for those odd number problems at the back of the book. So you can check to see whether you got it right. That's part of your job, is working the assignment, the exercise, and seeing whether you get it right. If you don't get it right, maybe you try it again until you get it right. Maybe email me and ask me, I'm getting stuck here. This is what I tried with this particular question, so you want to show me what the question is. Do a screenshot or type in what the question is. Show me what you did, and then I can give you a tip to get you back on track. Bring those questions to class, maybe even some of the ones that I've answered, and you want a little bit further explanation for it. That's perfectly fine. Ask the same question twice if you like. If I answer it two different ways, maybe one of those will work for you. So, if you don't happen to make it to class, you're still responsible. You still should be following those lectures/lessons. Some of them might be on the long side, but even though some of them might be on the long side, you don't have to watch, say, all 45 minutes at one time. If this were all in class, yes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you have to watch the whole thing. But with the lectures being online, you can pause at any time you want to, have a snack, come back to it, watch it on different days, whatever works for you. But make sure you keep up. Don't ask me what went on in class. You need to be in class and you need to watch the lesson. I'm going to take attendance at every class meeting, so you do have to come. Even though the lectures are online, I expect you to be in class. I want to see you. I want to find out what your name is. I want to get to know you. If you're late, make sure you let me know on the way out, and I'll write something down so I count you as present. You don't want to fail for not attending. And there are a couple ways you can fail with that, mainly because if you miss extra things that I mentioned in class, or some answers that I have for questions, you'll miss it if you're not there. We have services here at Wofford if you have some kind of disability. I would also suggest, and you can read this on the screen, I would also suggest that whether or not you check with that office, check with me if you need some special way of succeeding. If I can do something, even if it's not through the disability services or accessibility services, I'll try to help you in any way I can, but you have to let me know. You can read through these yourself. Hit the pause button right now. Most of those things I've mentioned already. A couple of those I'll mention. I expect you to be on time, stay in class the whole time, turn off any cell phones or other technologies, whatever they might be, while you're in class. I don't want to see you accessing your email or something on your phone in class. Please ask questions anytime you have them. Work is expected on the date that it's due. Remember that 3-step process. Watch the lesson, do the homework, and the following the day that we answer questions on that is when the homework is due. I don't have due dates down because if there's a snow or a rain delay of some sort where we miss a class, all those dates will be wrong. So this is sort of a floating one, and that's the way I try to do it so I don't have to keep changing dates on the syllabus. We have to do that's the other class. To do statistics, sometimes you have to do things with numbers. That's no big surprise. This is a math class, Math 140. Now, there's several possibilities. One of those is because you've got a Hawks Learning account, that's your book, the publisher is Hawks Learning, you have access to something called R Guru. I'll spell that. R-G-U-R-O-O at the end. Double O at the end, not a U. That's a special package or a special program, you might think of it, although it's online, where you can do all kinds of statistics. You put the numbers in, you ask for certain results, and it does them without much trouble at all once you get used to it. Now, it might take you a week or 2 weeks to get familiar with it, to get comfortable with it. If you do, I can almost guarantee you you'd like to use that, because for one example, if you were doing a paper and part of it involves statistics, you could use our Guru and just copy from there, put it in your paper, and you'd have a good picture. Most people will probably use the TI-84 or the TI-Inspire. My favorite is the TI-84 CE. I've got one of those that I can use to demonstrate during our class sessions. I've also got a TI-Inspire. Now, two special notes about the TI-Inspire. Number one, it's powerful, it's fantastic. Even if you don't know what you're doing, once you get accustomed to using the TI-Inspire, my experience has been that if I say to a student, okay, you have a question about how to find, say, the mean or whatever it is on a TI-Inspire, many, many times I've said to a student, just try it. Use the menu option. Just see if you can do it by yourself. If you don't, you've got me right here. Most times, I'd say 90% of the times, even if they haven't done it before, because of the menu system and how the TI-Inspire is developed, that you're able to do it without my help, actually. I'll use those in class. Sometimes I might use examples in class. Most of it, though, is up to you. Ask a question, because I can answer, I guarantee it. One big thing to remember is that we are a team. See this? So work with me on it. As a team, we work together, and you can get that A or B or whatever you want. Hard work and working with me is an unbeatable combination. If you see anything in class or outside of class that causes you problems, something that's impeding your success, let me know. And if there's anything I can do to help, I'll get it done. If you need help, email, my cell phone, they're always available. The only possible time that I wouldn't be available would be either I'm over at Spartanburg Methodist teaching a class, and I've only got one class over there. Email or cell phone any other time. If you want to meet me at some other time in the office, Olin 206, glad to meet you with you. In fact, I encourage it. I'd like to see you one-on-one as opposed to just on your first assignment, which is coming up here in a minute. Last of all, before I take a drink, the announcements I'll send to you by email or by an announcement in Moodle. Check those daily, please. Occasionally I'll get an idea or run into something, maybe on YouTube or on somewhere on the web, and I'll think, oh my gosh, I wish I'd known this earlier. I've got to dash this out to the students because this is going to be really interesting or really helpful. And if I do that, maybe it's only 2 days before the test, and I think of something or find something special for you, I'm going to dash it out to you immediately. So keep your eye on your screens. Assignment number one that I'm excited about and I hope you enjoy. Write a paragraph about yourself. Remember at the top to write your name, including your nickname, if you've got a nickname. Put what class it is and when you're meeting. So for example, if you're in my morning statistics class, you might write John Doe, statistics or math 140, 8:30 to 9:20 class, and then start your paragraph. To give me a chance to get acquainted with you, I'd like your paragraph about yourself to be at least 4 to 5 sentences. If you get carried away and have fun, as I hope you do, you can make it as long as you like. I think the record, just in case you're one of those competitive people, I think the record is somewhere around 10 typewritten pages. Now, you're going to do 2 things. First of all, you're going to type it up, bring it into the next class. Our first class is on September 1st, so it's not due then, although you can bring it in September 1st, the first day if you like. The second class is when it's actually due. So if you're in the morning class, it'd be due on the first Friday. If you're in the afternoon class, it'll be due the next Monday. Bring in the paper copy to class, but also send me a copy to saylormath@outlook.com. And the reason for that forked approach, you might say, is because seeing it online, I can take a look at what you're saying, And if there's something we have in common or something that I want to ask a question about, it's easy for me to just hit reply and say, "Hey, George, I can't believe it. You grew up in the same county that I came from," or whatever it is. Or maybe we've got leather work in common. An infinite number of possibilities there, right? So you want to get a physical copy, bring that at our second class meeting, and also send an electronic copy to me via saylormath@outlook.com. Now, please do me a favor. Take that document and send it as an attachment. Don't send me a link to Google Docs, because sometimes that doesn't work and it takes twice the time, sometimes 5 times the time, until I actually get to see it. Please? Thank you. All right. Now this one is a little bit wrong. I need to change this, but haven't yet. That first lesson should be 1.1. And actually I would suggest you work on 1.1 and 1.2 in Moodle. At this exact point in history when I'm recording this, I haven't done them yet. And that's my plan to do either today or tomorrow and have them ready for you. So you could come into the first class and you've already seen the talk or lecture on section 1.1. And of course, if you have a question that you really want answered, you can send me an email, and trust me, some people have already sent me emails and have answered them right away. One person even said something to the effect that she was thrilled that I answered so quickly. Okay. And make a plan to watch the next lesson. Make sure you're on time for the classes, the usual things. This is my version of what I think the exam schedule is. And if you can see right at the top, on the top row, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if you're in the 8:30 class, our final will be 9 to noon on December 13th. That's a Monday. If you're in the afternoon class, you would be Monday, Wednesday, and you would have your final on December 13th also, and that would be from 2 to 5. So I guess looking at it personally, that means on December 13th, I get to give those statistics classes, and I'll be grading the first class when I'm giving the second class's exam. Before we leave this, check the Wofford website for the official version. This is not the official version, but I'm 99% sure that I copied it correctly. But if they change it, the website is the official. So, it's about time to get the statistics. Go to Moodle, check out the first lesson. Better yet, watch the second lesson too. In short order, hopefully by the time that I see you next Wednesday, I'll have all 4 lessons from the first chapter. Maybe a short assignment on top of those. Over at SMC, I already started the statistics class over there using the same book, and we started with a little bit of an assignment. They don't have their books yet, so I had to be a little bit innovative. I created an on-the-fly assignment for them to do a little bit of statistics themselves to get started. Don't forget, watch those lessons, take notes, be ready to ask questions in class. Do not be like I was when I was a student and be hesitant to ask questions in class. Please raise your hand. In fact, it's easier to raise your hand and ask a question. Because if I don't hear from you, I'm probably going to call on you. Okay, well, I'm excited about seeing you next Wednesday. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.